Surveying the state, Illinois leaders take time to talk to those impacted most by the deadly tornadoes.
This was one of the worst tornadoes we've ever had in the state of Illinois.
The cleanup resumes tomorrow in Brookport, Illinois, but tonight a curfew remains in effect.
And it will be in effect until 6 a.m. When it's lifted, the Red Cross will begin its evaluation of the town to determine where aid is most needed. The US 45 Ohio River Brookport Bridge remains closed tonight. There's no word on when it will be able to reopen. Students at Massac County schools, with the exception of Brookport Elementary, will be headed back to classes tomorrow as well. For middle and high school students in Brookport, the city has set up 3 pickup locations. Those are at the corner of Pell and Unionville Road, in front of Brookport Elementary, and in front of Barney's Market. Buses will be at these locations at 7:30 tomorrow. As for Brookport Elementary, the school has been inspected by the district architect and is structurally sound with the exception of some roof damage. School officials say they hope to be back in session on Wednesday or on Thursday. In the meantime, Brookport Elementary students are welcome to eat lunch at the school at 11 a.m.
There's some good news for those still in Brookport tonight as power has been restored across the city. Ameren officials say they will keep some crews in the city, but others will be leaving for other towns affected by the storms. With so much work to do across Brookport, there is a call for volunteers. On Wednesday, you can register to help at Unity School from 8 until 4. They'll begin contacting those who sign up to help with a variety of tasks across the city. And if you're someone in need of aid or know someone who is, you can register starting tomorrow at the Brookport City Council chambers from 8 until 4. If you can't make it to City Council chambers, Methodist Church members will be walking around the hardest hit areas. You can also register by phone. That number is 618-564-2351. If you don't have pen and paper ready, we're going to repeat that number here in just a few minutes. National Weather Service employees spend much of their day in the hardest hit areas of Illinois, but they'll be back out tomorrow looking at areas like this in Livingston County, Kentucky. There were no reported deaths or injuries there, but plenty of damage.
Illinois state officials, including Governor Pat Quinn, have been touring the damaged communities. Local 6's Elizabeth Fields was there, and she joins us now live from Brookport. And Elizabeth, what was the governor's message earlier tonight?
Laura, it was a message of hope. It was a message for hope for the people whose homes are in shambles like these behind me. A message of hope for people who've lost loved ones and those who are still praying for others to recover. He wants them to have hope, but he also wants them to know how to get the help they need that they'll need to rebuild. Standing just feet away from the spot where one of the lives was lost in Sunday's tornado, Governor Pat Quinn says his heart is broken.
We were hard hit in Illinois by these tornadoes yesterday, more than any time in our history.
But he also reminded people that they would have to come together to ensure they get the financial help they need from the federal government.
It's really, really important that we have accurate assessments as best we can. It's a traumatic time.
Quinn says the state will be able to combine the damage from all 5 communities hit the hardest. Quinn says the state will be able to combine the damage from all 5 communities hit the hardest, but then had an emergency management agent talk about how it needs to be reported.
Make sure that you're making contact with your insurance companies as soon as possible. Make sure that you're reporting any damage that you have to local authorities. So whether it's law enforcement or emergency management at the local level, take pictures of your property. Make sure that you're documenting and accounting for all of those things that happen.
The more information that's collected, the better. And time is of the essence, especially for those needing money to help pay for temporary shelter.
We never quit until the job is done, and that's why I'm here today. Whatever part of our state of Illinois needs a helping hand, we want to help them.
Quinn declared Massac County a state of emergency earlier today. He says that Pope, Wayne, and Wabash counties will become disaster areas tomorrow. He says that that is also going to help in the process of getting state resources. And anyone who's been out here or has seen these pictures knows that these people will need all the help they can get. Reporting live in Brookport, Illinois, I'm Elizabeth Fields, Wpsd, Local 6.
Elizabeth, speaking of help, what are the chances of Illinois getting that federal aid?
Laura, Governor Quinn wouldn't get too specific about that this afternoon, but he did compare this to the Harrisburg tornado. He says that that community just missed the federal aid by a very small margin, and that there's a total of 5 communities that were hit so hard here in Illinois. All of them are going to be able to combine their disasters to apply for that federal aid, but it's got to start at that local level. Laura.
All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Quinn said he also talked to President Obama today and was told that the state of Illinois has his support in any assistance it needs.
Even if you can't volunteer your time, there are ways to help. We've teamed up with the Red Cross to take donations to help local families. You can donate at WPSDlocal6.com. You can also donate to a fund at Banterra Bank in Metropolis, Illinois. Just be sure to mention the Brookport tornado when you donate. Of course, it's not just people. Pets are also affected by the storm. Pet food can be donated to Project Hope in Metropolis or at the landing strip going into Brookport. Several agencies in Kentucky are accepting supplies to help those in Brookport starting tomorrow. Items include hygiene products, cleaning supplies, water and food, and cold weather clothing. You can drop off items from 9 to 5 at Paducah Fire Station 1 on Washington Drive, Mercy Regional Station 1 on Coleman Road, and Lone Oak Fire Station 1 on Cave Thomas Drive. The National Weather Service has confirmed another tornado just to the east of our area. An EF3 tornado moved through Morganfield on Sunday with 145-mile-an-hour winds. There was damage to numerous homes, but no reported injuries. While we're seeing plenty of damage and destruction in Brookport, Illinois, we're also hearing stories of survival. Penny Burke's mobile home in Massac County was destroyed by the storms, but Burke says in a way it's a blessing because she almost lost her life too. The storm tossed her 70-year-old mother around, who was inside as the tornado tore through.
The tornado picked her up and threw her into the wall, threw him into the wall. I was in the bathroom, and I was able to crawl down the hall to the bedroom, and as I did, I covered myself with her, and then the debris started falling on us, and then it was over.
Wow. Coincidentally, Burke works at a hotel in Paducah and says her boss is letting her stay there for free, so she does have a roof over her head at night.
What a story. The damage wasn't just in the city of Brookport. Communities across the state of Illinois are left sorting through the remnants of their belongings after yesterday's deadly storms. Cell phone video from Washington, Illinois caught the ferocity of an EF4 tornado. This storm system swept across 6 states, spawning dozens of tornadoes and killing at least 8 people. Washington was one of the hardest hit communities in central Illinois. Storms reduced homes to buildings and rubble. Many homeowners are in shock.
Does it feel real?
I'm numb. I have breakdowns every time I walk in here.
Severe weather did lead to one person's death in Washington, Illinois. This storm system also claimed the life of an 80-year-old man and his 78-year-old sister in New Minden, Illinois. That's near Mount Vernon. The governor declared it a disaster area as well. The system then moved into neighboring Indiana. You can see some windows boarded up here on damaged buildings in Lafayette, Indiana, which is about 60 miles northwest of Indianapolis.
You're watching 10 at 10. We've got lots more to come, including ways to heat your home this winter that'll have you saving energy and saving money.
Plus, why a New Mexico police officer opened fire on a minivan full of kids. We also want to give you that number we promised for registering for aid. If you can't make it to the City Council chambers tomorrow in Brookport, this is your number, 618-564-2351.